Drums, many scholars suggested, were used just for theatrical effect in shamanic sessions, and some even claimed that Siberian shamans did not change their consciousness at all. Others, following mycologist Gordon Wasson, believed that the ingestion of the psychoactive mushroom Amanita muscaria was really responsible for the Siberian shaman's belief that they flew to other worlds. The ubiquity of the drums in those photographs aroused my curiosity, and in the late 1960s, I started experimenting with drumming to see if it had an effect in making those magical flights. After various experiments, I was excited to conclude that a steady rhythm of 205 to 220 beats per minute worked perfectly to change consciousness, and with knowledge of shamanism, to make flights or journeys to spirit worlds. This is auditory driving, or sonic driving, an entirely drug-free and classic method of the shaman. In response to requests, my personal practice with the drum led me to teach small groups how to use drumming to change consciousness, not only to visit other worlds, but also to bring shamanic help and healing into our daily lives. Demand for this knowledge grew, and in 1979, my wife Sandra Harner and I started the Center for Shamanic Studies, now the Foundation for Shamanic Studies, as a vehicle for teaching shamanism. At that time, I also experimented with making shamanic drumming recordings so that people could journey without a live drum. It should be noted that the practice of making shamanic journeys in itself does not make one a shaman, but such a practice is a very useful step toward learning and practicing shamanism, for through journeying, one can learn directly and rapidly from the spirits. Then in 1980, I published The Way of the Shaman, a book that started the worldwide shamanic revival. Note: in a recent anthropological journal, it was said that I left anthropology when I entered the real world of the Shuar, formerly called the Hivaro. See Rubinstein on the importance of visions among the Amazonian Shuar. However, I never left anthropology, only academia, in order to expand the boundaries of anthropology and knowledge. Endnote. Through personal fieldwork and training with surviving tribal shamans starting more than half a century ago, as well as through my own shamanic practice and by reading reports on hundreds of cultures, I discovered, learned, experimented with, and revived a variety of shamanic practices. From these, I originated core-shamanism, those universal, near-universal, and common features of shamanism, together with journeys to other worlds, a distinguishing feature of shamanism, as a teaching methodology to bring shamanism to contemporary life. It includes the implicit, if not indigenously explicit, recognition of two realities, ordinary and non-ordinary, the latter usually entered by a change into what I call the shamanic state of consciousness, which has a learned aspect and differing degrees of depth. Today, using core shamanism and auditory driving, tens of thousands of persons worldwide are now able, like traditional Siberian shamans, to enter another reality, to travel to other worlds, as well as to work here in this world to provide healings and other shamanic help. For those new to core shamanism, see Appendix D for more detailed information. For more than a quarter of a century, we have sponsored a project at the Foundation for Shamanic Studies that involves collecting and archiving shamanic knowledge, including almost 5,000 reports by Westerners about what they found in their shamanic journeys into non-ordinary reality, what have been called journeys outside of time. The term Westerners is used simply as a term of convenience to cover present-day Americans, the largest group.